Hi guys, this is the first of 3 videos that I'll be doing, and I'm going to try to keep them short and sweet, to have a look at the muddiest points that were raised after our contact session with regards to leases. So if after you've had a look at these videos and you've looked at the information in the textbook, if there's anything that's still unclear, please make sure that you make an appointment with me or that you come see me during consultation hours. So the first thing I thought I'd do, and please note you need to have this question next to you as I'm doing this, is just to quickly show you how I would approach this question had I read it. So we're looking at our planning stage of this question. Now, the first thing that I always check is what type of taxpayer I am dealing with, and in this case both Kaya and where's John, both of these guys are natural persons, which means if I look at the year of assessment that I'm busy with, I know for 2017 their year of assessment runs from the 1st of March until the 28th of Feb. Right? So I have my timeline, I know in which year of assessment I'm supposed to be working. As you read through the information, it becomes very clear that there's a lease agreement. So the next thing I check before I even look at the dates on the lease agreement is, listen, who's my lessor and who's my lessee? So in our example here, Kaya is my lessee. Lessee means he's the guy that's paying for the right of use of the specific asset, which means if I think about the calculation of his taxable income, I'm going to look at deductions and those types of things that reduces taxable income. On the other hand, John is our lessor. Now, he's the guy that owns the asset, and he's going to give Kaya the right of use of this asset. So any amounts that will be flowing to him is going to have an effect on his taxable income, mostly on gross income, because he's going to be getting these amounts. It's going to be to his benefit. So in the framework, primarily we'll be looking at gross income, but there is possible relief for him in terms of leasehold improvements, but we'll get to that in the last of our videos. So I've identified my lessor, I've identified my lessee, I know in which year of assessment I am, and now I start looking at the lease agreement information. So we know that the lease agreement starts on the 1st of April 2016 and that it runs for 20 years, which means it's going to be running until the 31st of March 2036, right? But I also notice as I go through this that there's another date that I need to think about, which is 31 August. And the reason why this date is relevant for me is because the industrial building, the leasehold improvements, which we'll have a look at in the 3rd video, was only brought into use on the 31st of August. So I've gone through the information, I've identified my timelines, the year of assessment, the times relevant to the lease agreement, and then, ladies and gentlemen, very, very important, you need to know what your required wants. So my required says calculate, which means I'm going to be expecting, once we start looking at the solution, primarily calculations supported by reasons, and we are going to do calculations for both Kaya, the lessee, as well as John, the lessor. Right, so this is the end of video 1. Video 2, we'll be having a look at the rental payments and the lease premium and the effect they have on the taxable income of both Kaya, our lessee, and John, our lessor.